Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. May the 4th be with you. Yes, it is May the 4th, and this is the 124th episode of Tones Take. And today I just wanted to talk about this cool idea that the Europeans have to travel across country lines within the European Union. I think it is an awesome idea. Apparently, there's a populist issue happening in Europe. It started with the UK and Brexit, and now it seems to be expanding to other countries like France, Poland. I think Belgium is one of them, where countries are basically like, we don't want to be a part of the European Union anymore because the European Union sucks and it only works for the strongest, and it really doesn't help some of the other countries in this union. So we don't like it. So the European Union is like, hey, let's figure this out. They are keen to get a new generation of Europeans excited about the countries around them. The European Union will pay for tens of thousands of teenagers to spend their summer, this summer, traveling on trains. That's amazing. Why don't they do that here in the United States? Oh, that's right, because we have a terrible train system. We don't have a real rail system. Amtrak is the only thing that's here, and it literally takes forever to get from one place to another unless you live on the East Coast and you have a Acela, and then you have to worry about your train crashing. So anyway, a European Union initiative called Discover EU will issue up to 30,000 Interrail passes for 18-year-olds to explore the continent at their own pace this year. Now, I'm kind of flabbergasted as to why they're offering this to 18-year-olds and maybe not people that have a little bit more experience being independent, maybe coming out of college, maybe 22-year-olds. It's kind of weird that it's just for 18-year-olds, and to me it just kind of raises alarm bells that this is just a prime time to kidnap somebody who has no idea what they are doing. So I kind of had some issues with that. So the European People's Party, which is a group that I had no idea existed, proposed the idea and announced that officials had officially adopted the idea and have actually earmarked $14 million to kickstart the project this year. So if you're listening to this and you're from Europe, or you have family or friends that live in Europe and they are 18 years old, because apparently this is just for 18-year-olds, let them know about this so they can sign up. The project will enable young from all the EU member states to discover the beauty and diversity of our continent. And Europe is a very beautiful continent. I have only been to like Paris. I've flown through the Netherlands and London on my way to other locations. But from what I see of pictures, I really want to visit Switzerland. I just wish I could travel all across Europe. If anyone would like to pay for me and my family, you have to take us all. We're beautiful. We're wonderful. We have 2 kids. They won't get on your nerves. You'll love them. But please, please, somebody pay for me. I would so just like take a year off and travel to Europe if someone was willing to host me across the country. So I'm just throwing that out there. So the project will enable young people from member states to discover the beauty and diversity of the continent, to get to know and become friends with young people from other countries all over Europe. So this is really about, hey, the young people, they are the ones that they're our future, right? We all know that these older people, the ones that voted for like Brexit, there's a lot of sentiment that they want to remain separate and they don't want to deal with people. It's the young people that really want to get out and meet people. They're on social media, and this is a way to actually like meet face to face. I like the idea. I really do like the idea. It says to get to know people and become friends with young people from other countries all over Europe and discover all the richness of their differences. This makes sense. And this is what the head of the EPP said on Thursday. It will allow them to realize what unites them and contribute to a feeling of European identity. And I think this is a good idea and something that maybe the United Nations should try to do on a global scale. Like, I don't know if this actually happens where we try to get people. I know that there are like student exchange programs and things like that. I know that a lot of cities have sister cities where like once a year they'll come and visit and do some enrichment, and next year you'll go somewhere else. But I really wish there was like some sort of a travel program that just allowed people to visit each other and share ideas and really just realize that we are all human beings. We all come from the same ancestors. We all bleed the same red blood. I mean, wouldn't it be awesome if there was like a program that sent rich white elites from Maine to meet with like the crazy white people in Mississippi, or the bougie black folks in California, and bring them out into like the inner city streets of Chicago or something. I mean, just think of all the rich diversity that we could share with each other if we had a working train system. But anyway, again, I think this is a pretty good idea. So the rail car will allow young people to plan their own journey through any of the 28 member countries of the bloc. They will be free to use their Interrail pass between July and September of 2018, and the purpose of the project is to convince young Europeans that the EU, which has been on the receiving end of attacks from populist parties across the continent, is much more than a lawmaking machine. Yes, we're the party of having fun and meeting with other people and stuff. So I really like this. I would love to have been able to take part in this. Oh, to be young again. And to live in Europe. And to actually have a country with a real rail system. Anyway, the first 15,000 tickets will be rolled out as a pilot scheme, and interested 18-year-olds from the EU will undergo an online application process, so apparently they're going to be like thoroughly vetted. Officials are encouraging young people to share their experiences with the pass online using the hashtag #DiscoverEU. And of course, they're looking at increasing this to 120 million per year project and allowing 200,000 youth to travel basically free. This is free rail travel. I don't know if I mentioned that before. It's not just, hey, we're creating our program. This is free. This is like no money for these 18-year-olds. Like this doesn't get any better than that. So a central argument in favor of the project was that it would counter the threat of misinformation and the current growth of populism in Europe. Yes, the same thing that's causing a lot of division here in the United States. Everyone's got their own supremacist movements. You got black supremacists, white supremacists, fascists, anti-fascists. All these things are happening on different scales in Europe, and they're really hoping to fight those things from happening. So I think this is really a great idea, but I would love to know what you all think about this as well. Will it actually help? Will it serve its purpose in reuniting the European countries, or is this just going to fall flat on its face and be money that could have been well spent somewhere else, like building a wall between all the countries? Because that's what we're doing here in the United States, right? Let's just build more division here. But yeah, that's all I've got for today. I just want to hear your thoughts, and I will see you all tomorrow. Peace out.